What needs to change so families in special education feel truly heard and supported?
I think it starts with building community. And what I mean by that is that once when we get our child's diagnosis, there are certainly a lot of valid feelings that we all feel. There's certainly a lot of uncertainty that we're all thinking that keeps us up late at night. And at the end of the day, we need to make sure we have community, someone who's been there before, who's gone through this before, to help us make sure and remind each other that we're not in this alone. That your struggle, your fight, although it might be unique, there is certainly someone who has found success in that same struggle. That we need to find a way to connect, and we need parents to talk to each other. So what I'm hoping to do is empower parents by getting them together. I think your group, does an amazing job with your binder parties. That's exactly what we're talking about. Is finding ways to bring parents together to talk about, well, what is the school doing for your kid? What's the school doing for my kid? And honestly, comparing notes, and it could just be over Zoom, or maybe there's a way that we can grab lunch. But that is how we start to build a community. And once when we build that community, then it's on all of us to make sure that we're fighting for each other's kids. And that starts with creating a strong relationship with school administrators. That creates a strong relationship with local school board members. That involves having a very strong, town hall that we can have Congress members show up to. But in order for parents to have their voices heard, we are so much stronger when we're together. So much stronger when we're together. And the most powerful thing we have is our own personal story. So if we can find a way to empower each other to tell that personal story, find a way to fight for each other in the IEP room and at Congress and at the State House, that's how our voices get heard. There are a lot of parents out there, but it's up to parents of kids with disabilities to really come together and rally behind each other. We have a very strong story, a very strong voice, but it's certainly amplified when we come together.
So many parents feel scared and don't know what to do or where to start. How can you make a difference when you're only one person?
Yeah, that's a great question, and honestly, there's it's an above all the above strategy. We really need to start talking one to one and each other's personal connections. We need that is honestly the lowest hanging fruit and the strongest way we can build community. After that, we should really start to look at other established organizations such as your local PTA, your local autism society, to Disability Rights Ohio, different organizations that are already established, and finding ways to get yourself added to their newsletter, finding ways to reach out to their full-time staffer who's doing outreach constantly on a daily basis, finding those events that are happening that are with other parents of kids with disabilities, and finding ways to connect them. One thing that we're doing is we are gathering IEP stories, just really a survey from parents, 15 questions, very quick, simple. And part of what we're trying to do is trying to figure out, what's your IP story? What happened for you? Was it good? Was it bad? What are some things that you liked or didn't like? And the point of this is really just to gather those stories, but also connect parents together when we realize, oh, you're in Parma Heights, you're in Parma Heights. Put those two parents together, and that's how you start building community. Is you start finding similar parents in similar situations who want to fight, want to have a stronger voice. You bring them together and you start organizing that way. So I would certainly start with your personal network, established organizations, list building tools, but then also if you build it, they will come. And what I mean by that is that if you build an event, there is so much energy in this fight for kids with disabilities. Parents will come out of the woodwork and they will be there if you build that event. And that is what I believe with these town halls, is that if we host it, if we find the location, we recruit people to show up, they will be there, because this is such an important issue, and it's our time to act.
Students receiving specialized education already face significant challenges in accessing their right to free, appropriate public education. How will your organization ensure that students who face additional barriers, such as those in rural areas, low income communities, communities of color, English language learners, and students from immigrant or undocumented families, are fully included and supported as this movement grows?
First thing I would say is that it's important for us to build community in every local school district for this exact reason. Because at the end of the day, we don't know all of our rights when we first get that diagnosis. And it's important that we have people come together who are maybe IEP policy experts, who are uh, on the ground who are in these rooms constantly. I know for my first IEP meeting, I had a family friend who came with me who had been in the IEP world for 30 years. We need those kind of people to show up at those meetings so that parents know their rights. At the end of the day, if we empower folks with the knowledge that they need in order to fight for their kid every step of the way with their rights, things are going to get better for them so that school districts cannot just hold things back or decide to change a little thing in their IEP so that things are a little bit easier on the school district, but the education for your kid is just not there. And it's up to us to make sure that we're building that community. The education is spreading and making sure that we are feeling adequately prepared for every single time that we are talking to the school district about our kids' education. Like I was saying earlier, is like, parents are already busy. Parents of kids with special needs are even busier. So it's important to us to have accessibility for all of our events. So we do plan to have some online virtual options. We do plan to have some events that are happening in low income areas, for instance, that may receive a lot more federal dollars and not a whole lot of local dollars. Because there might be some school districts that don't necessarily have public schools is all they have. They don't have a private school option. They don't have another place that they can drive to. We plan to target specific and strategic areas, but we are certainly not going to turn anyone away. But there are some target areas that we are looking at, trying to focus on, and making sure that we're building a community in.
Can you tell us where others can access more information from you?
Absolutely. So, first of all, thank you so much for having me. Very excited to be here. You can learn more at ohorganizing.org. That's the Ohio Organizing Collaborative. We are starting a program called Parents United for Public Schools, and that is where our IEP circle is going to be housed under. Again, we are starting off and we are ramping up very quickly. We're very excited. So please join us. Go to the website, like our things, and we're looking forward to seeing you very soon.